everyone has to settle. I don't think that everyone knows what they stand for, so they don't know what to settle for in a relationship. Everybody settles. Why? Because with every person, there's a trade-off. There's no perfect person yet. It points it back on you as the person in the dating market. Because remember, I said this early this year when we talked about vetting. The first person you have to vet is yourself. What do you stand for? What are your values? What's your priorities? What's really important to you? This is Caesar Walker, the cool, calm, collected one.
And I'm Ronnie Gatry, the emotional one.
And we are the Tipping Point Podcast, your source for the black male's perspective.
Tipping Point Podcast.
Peace and blessings, everyone. We want to welcome you to the latest and greatest episode. Shout out to all of our listeners and viewers, both new and old. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Go ahead and say what y'all got to say about the different setup. Let's just get this out of the way.
What do you mean? Get what out the way?
I feel it, Walker. I
feel
it. I feel it. I sense it. Just get it out.
This happens every time we record.
It's not. It doesn't happen every time.
It feels like it.
Okay. Does it happen most times? Yeah. But not every time.
Not every time.
Say what you got to say.
Why?
Because I'm a maniac.
Okay. You said it. I didn't. Black, how are you?
You did not disagree either.
You said it. I didn't.
You did not disagree.
You said it and I didn't. I didn't say it. Okay? You're just going to leave it out there. Let's let the people decide.
I'm honestly surprised Black didn't say anything, but I guess I got y'all kind of used to this now.
Yeah.
Do y'all walk in here before you open the door and you're like, this could be different tonight?
No. Not necessarily. That's not my first thought. My first thought is, why is the door locked every time I walk up?
I agree with that. I agree with that.
And then the second thing
He's
is...
the reason why it's locked, but I'll get into that in a second.
Okay, fine. Fair. Then the second thing is, well, here we go. Then I see the setup.
This is all before you open the door.
No. That second thought is after the door opens.
But no pre-door opening thoughts.
I already gave you that thought. It's like, why is this door always locked?
But I'm talking
He
about...
knows we're coming.
I'm talking about 10 paces before that.
No.
Are you asking if we start praying as soon as we walk off the elevator?
No, I've just built up this thought, like, as y'all start walking towards here, you're like...
A sense of dread come over us?
For him, I didn't know that was for you, but if so, we got to hear more.
So when you come off the elevator, is your thoughts like, oh, I'm finna, okay.
Anyway.
Okay. No, we don't think that.
Okay. Yeah. But you're not surprised either.
By nothing that happens after I get off the elevator. You Black?
Is it a question about being surprised?
Are you surprised by anything that happens after you get off the elevator?
Not really. It's just that you just have to bear with it. Hopefully it'll make sense in the end. And you come and expect something different the next time you walk in.
Shameless plug to our listeners, which we have way more listeners than we do viewers, but I want to encourage you to go to YouTube and look at our new setup so you can understand what we're talking about.
Okay.
And it's modified, not like new.
Yeah, it's not new. Well, if we want to get the people to look, we got to say new.
Okay, it's new to you if you're a listener and not a
newly
viewer.
Modified. Newly modified. Black? What's good with you?
Nothing much.
You see what I did there? Did you see what I attempted to do?
I did. Hey.
Okay, thank you.
How are you, Walker?
I'm well. Very blessed.
I don't know where you find these people.
Same place you found me. Apparently.
True. Big facts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing. But you good? Nothing.
I got stuff, but like I said before, I'm not gonna put it on air.
Okay, that's fair. Not anymore.
It depends, but it won't be calendar year 2024. So,
okay,
doing things a little different.
Interesting. Listen,
but to tease people who are wondering what I'm talking about, I'll leave you at this. 1.
This is a 2025 goal.
Yes. 1.
You don't think you're not going to achieve it until 2025?
I don't know. That's out of my control.
No, it's not.
But forming and establishing my goals, like you taught me in 2021.
Good for you. Good for you. I hope you get that one.
Oh, you'll know.
I hope you go beyond.
You'll know.
I know. I'm confident that I'll know. You had an idea about a week or so ago. Someone got in the creative space, and what?
I don't know who you're talking about, but I keep listening.
What? I'm talking about you.
Go ahead.
You
I gotta
got-
let you finish.
You got in your creative space
Bag.
and put potato, and sent a reel that you wanted to post, right? Then I came up with an idea of let's do a poll. It was really an off the record conversation. That wasn't connected to any episode. We always come in here and we talk, we chop it up before we actually shoot the podcast. I asked these gentlemen a question, the question being, is it possible for a woman to be average looking, yet better than average? Is that how I phrased it?
Average looks, but still not be average, were your words verbatim.
Okay.
I think it was, is it possible to be an average-looking woman and not be average?
And not be average overall.
Correct.
Dating market.
Correct.
Okay. And I was like, let's just do a poll. Before we talked about the poll and people's responses,
That's all I'm here for.
I know. You said
Yes.
it
is possible.
yes. And you gave a comment also, which we'll talk about. But Black, you said, you don't remember when we had the off the record conversation?
He clearly doesn't watch our Instagram.
Yeah, I said no.
You said no. Okay. We're just repeating for people who haven't seen it. Okay. I disagreed with Black. So my answer is yes. Now, I'm curious, Black, why did you say no?
I guess the first thing that popped in my mind was that, like, when you say average looking, that's always subjective.
Sure.
And then when I thought about it as far as like dating and like just being on a dating app, if you're looking at picture after picture and you see an average person, it's pretty much you've made like most of your decision right down the spot. They can have a great personality, be successful, have degrees and all, blah, blah, blah. But once you're average on that app, you're average.
Mm-hmm.
That's not pretty much, I don't see it going beyond that on a dating app.
Okay. Okay. Would you like to elaborate on your answer, or would you like for him to read your response or your comment on IG? And then you elaborate.
Are you available to read?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'd much rather him read it
Okay.
versus me reaching to my pocket, grabbing my phone, and me reading it.
Fair enough.
Story time with Black.
Okay. So I'm guessing you only had one comment, right? The one at the top?
Yes, he only had one.
Okay.
You only had one.
Okay. I didn't respond to anybody?
You respond to one person, but it wasn't. You ain't got to read it.
Okay.
Okay. What it says from Gat 4 days ago. I think it's highly possible, and highly is all caps. Possible, exclamation point.
Oh my gosh.
If that-
Artificial
Is this AI?
intelligence.
Get your phone out and read.
Well, Gat is like the emotional one and the animated one. So I'm like, I see him like typing with like heavy fingers with a big smile on his face, and
Those are all factual.
That's
so
funny. That's funny.
he
No
said
lies told.
it's
No last goal.
He said it's possible. And he said if that woman has the desired qualities of the man, and if said man is dating with long-term intentions, sadly, these dating apps don't allow much room for above average qualities to shine past the looks. But I think I've said too much. And besides, I'm a below average looking man who has been married for 15 plus years. So what do I know?
Stop.
Nothing. Oh, go ahead.
I had to end with some sarcasm. That's my GAT seal of approval. That's how you know it was really me and not a bot.
I've never seen anything you've commented on IG and thought it was a bot. I think you're a bot in real life, but not on the app.
We get the real you on the app.
Would you like to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I mean, like, I've dated average-looking women.
Okay.
Is it subjective?
Yeah.
Sure, they're average to me. They may be dimes to others. To me, they're average looking.
Sure.
But like, I dated back in the Stone Ages. I dated before the internet.
Okay.
So what it afforded me was the opportunity to really get to learn about those qualities that she could have that may supersede her looks. Well, that will supersede her looks.
Okay.
I'm not going to say what I really want to say.
What?
You're afraid they're going to come for you in the comments?
No.
He's not going to put it out there for them to come to in the comments.
No, I can't say that. I promise I'll tell y'all off air, and I'll say it on our Patreon.
Go ahead and say it now and just edit it out.
Set up a Patreon tonight at 7 p.m. Okay. Go ahead.
I mean, I'll put it this way. I am crazy about my wife. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Are there women out here that look better than her physically? 100%. As I'm sure she would say about me, meaning men that look better than me, right? Because remember my comment, below average looking guy. So that means there's a lot above me.
Sarcasm.
Seal of approval. Seal of authenticity.
Okay, bye.
But it's those qualities that my wife possesses that can compensate for the looks. Again, which I'm sure she would say the same about me, especially when we were dating before I knew what it meant to really take care of your body.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying this on eggshells because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But I'm showing.
I think you're doing great.
Okay.
I think you're doing great.
I'm exemplifying this in a marriage that I'm in right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if we're going to go here in the conversation, but it's those, after being married 15 years, it's those qualities that are going to sustain it. Yeah. Like, I mean, looks are going to come and go. Like they are. It's a part of it. If we're fortunate to live long enough, our looks are going to degrade. They are. So why not focus on something more substantial? I'm with Black on this one. We're in this dating apps era to where I got a close homeboy who recently got married, probably about 2 years ago. And he would tell me often about how treacherous these apps are. And it's just like you get a half a second with your potential date, and all you can see is a picture. If you like it, you swipe one direction. If you don't, you swipe a different direction. That's it.
Do you have a stat, Black, about that? I know you have. You mentioned a stat to us about the number of, I guess it's the ratio to men and women in terms of who they swipe on versus how many dudes a woman swipes on.
Yeah, it's like,
I mean, you had to be exact, but it's
like a 50-1 type thing. Like a guy will say yes way more often than a woman would. Like swipe to the right for yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I promise I'm going to share this microphone. But here's the thing. Like, I want to say this as a man. Men, we do look at the physical. Like, you're going to have to look at least average in our eyes. At least.
Sure.
we're gonna have to be able to look at you.
How many men you think have set? How many men have that expectation though?
That expectation of
From a looks perspective, being at least average.
now, I think that would be a declining number.
Okay. Thank you.
We're in
All
the internet generation.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, it's,
Yeah.
we're in the filter.
I'll let you finish.
We're in the filter generation. We're in the AI generation. We're in the generation of social media where we only show the good stuff. So, as a man, I want to stand firm on the belief that you still have to look decent, because we got to have that.
Sure.
You got to look decent to us. As we talked off air, you and I have different tastes and what we deem that we like,
Right.
right?
Right.
It's totally fair. But you know what you like, your eye has to be okay with that. So I don't want to take away from that as men. But what I'm gonna add and what I'm gonna reiterate is, while that may be the case, as a dude who's been married 15 plus years, the looks are good. Don't get me wrong, and I do think my wife is still attractive. Excuse me. I do believe my wife is still attractive. I still look at her with that twinkle. But the thing I had to learn was them looks ain't everything. And I don't know if that's where this conversation is going. So I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to share the mic with you, Walker. But I want to make sure I said that part.
Real quick, let me the Tinder thing said that 46% of Tinder users match with someone every day. 95% of the women swipe left daily, while 47% of the men do so. 5% of the women and 53% of the men swipe right every second. So women are swiping no at a higher clip than men. Stop. We giving
I know.
Walker
we
the
got
mic.
to share with this guy. Because I was really about to go down that, and I don't need to.
We'll circle back around to that. So I don't have a lot to add here beyond a lot of what you said, because I think I actually align. Even when we had the conversation offline, I aligned a lot with what you said, what you commented on IG, what you're saying now. I think Black makes a very interesting perspective from the vantage point of a single person who is looking to meet people but are using it through technology, right? It almost sounds as though is there a real concept of a person in the dating market, in the sexual marketplace, having value beyond their looks, placed in the framework of, here's my picture, here's my profile on this dating app?
Not on a dating app, hardly, I wouldn't think. But
I still believe that person does. I still think that person can possess qualities and traits that can actually make them an overall better fit and match for a lot of people on the dating market. It just seems as though when you place this on dating apps, no one cares about that part. They're only focused on looks.
Mm-hmm.
What you think about that?
I think that's bullseye.
What did you want to? What were you going to say to his response about the stats he read out?
Ooh, per capita, those numbers make so much sense.
Okay, why does it make
out
sense?
Here?
So now,
There's more women out here.
Is that why you think they're swiping no more?
no, I just think they have different standards.
Oh wait, that logic doesn't make sense, does it?
If it makes sense to you, it's fine.
Stand on business. If that's
No. I got to think through this.
Okay. Take your time and think.
If there are less men available to date, they should be swiping less, right? But if there's a bigger pool of women that are dating, per capita, there's going to be more swiping activity.
I think one of the things that's probably not included is that the women like if you have the same pool, like you had equal number of men and equal number of women, and you say maybe the top 10% of the men as far as attractiveness, they could get most of the swipes from the women, whereas the men would maybe distribute their swipes between more, I guess, the different looks.
For men is quantity over quality.
Sure.
For women is quality over quantity, which basically explains what he's talking about.
I just wish there was a woman who could answer the question, can you see quality from a picture that shows up on your dating app?
Well, I think it's based on what she values, which we'll talk about
And
for men and women.
and for that woman who's listening, I need to know if you can sum that up in a picture that shows up on your mobile device.
I see where you're going with that. I see where you're
Which
going.
which
with
plays into our conversation here.
that. Yeah. I guess so let's get to, we gave our thoughts. We polled people and we asked them the same question. Is it possible for an average looking person to be more than average or not average in the dating market? And people said yes. 10 people voted, 10 people said yes. Nobody said no. Okay? What do you make of that?
I mean, I don't know what more I can make of it that I haven't said already.
Okay. Black, did you know? You didn't know that, did you, Black?
No.
10 people said yes, that yes, you can be, in other words, you may not be the best looking person in the room, but you would make for an exceptional, suitable mate long term.
And I think that's subjective also. Like I guess, what's an average personality versus an above average personality?
Well, I guess the way I look at it is this. And this is a fair question. Let me give you so that we can continue on with the conversation. I'm gonna give you an example. You meet a guy. There's a guy out there. He's average height, so he's 5'9", right? Not the tallest. Like me, beard much that doesn't connect. Not the deepest voice.
I relate to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Makes good money, 65, 70,000 a year, right? More than the average there, but again, didn't graduate college, but has his own place, right? Or let's just say this. Let's say he actually did graduate college. May not be the best looking guy, not the most fit and in shape, not the tallest, right? But he makes really good money. Let's say he makes over 6 figures, okay?
Oh, okay.
And he actually has a little bit of status to him, okay? He's probably average looking, but based on what, even though women aren't a monolith, there's certain qualities that women look for in a man that there's overlap when you talk about a vast majority. Is that fair?
Yeah.
A guy who looks like he can, at the very least, maintain or upgrade a woman's quality of life, make her feel safe. He's a leader. Those are very attractive qualities, right? So for that man, even though he may not be physically grab that woman's attention, there are other intangibles about him that you can obviously observe if you pay enough attention to him that would make him attractive in the dating market. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. For women, this woman may not stand out in a room. However, even though men aren't a monolith, what you may look for a woman is different for what I look for. But there's still some overlap amongst us, right? We want a woman who's peaceful. We don't want a woman who's chaotic. We want a woman who respects us and who is respectful. We want a woman who carries herself in a respectful way, doesn't bring unnecessary attention to herself. If you ask men, there's overlap there. Those are things that they would want in a woman and how she conducts and carries herself, right? Okay, So you've been around women who, while they may not have grabbed your attention physically, after interacting and experiencing this person, they're like a breath of fresh air. Have you experienced that?
Yeah.
Like, have you experienced that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that woman has changed your perspective about her, right? And don't mess around and have a connection with this woman,
Oh gosh.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that woman, while maybe average looking, which I don't think is a bad thing,
It's not.
because it's all subjective based on what you think is beyond average, right? However, they possess intangible qualities and traits about them that would make them a very attractive candidate in the dating market, especially, here's the context, if you're looking for something long term. Right? They got the intangibles. So when we frame it that way, that's what I'm working with, Black, with that understanding. Because I understand it's nuanced. But we know there's some overlap in terms of what men are looking for, in terms of what women are looking for. That's the whole concept of the sexual marketplace, is it helps to put into perspective why person A is more desirable than person B in the dating market. Right?
Right.
In college, I felt like, hey, I'm a good dude. I'm smart. I dress nice. I'm a good listener. I'm all these things. But person B over here is on the football team of this D1 school. Right?
Yeah.
They're on scholarship. They didn't walk on. They actually play. Okay. So what a lot of the girls on campus was looking for, they weren't looking for an athlete per se, but they were looking for status, a nice body. He works out every day, so he got that. Influential, someone she could follow, because everyone else looks up to him. He walks in a room, everyone looks, you see what I mean? So I learned through college, there were certain things that made guys, even if he opened his mouth, Gat, and I was like, he is struggling to form sentences. He checks off enough boxes for a vast majority of girls on campus, and this is just as an example at the college level. In life, we see examples of this too. This guy checks off enough boxes that makes him a more attractive option in the dating market than me, whose sentences and verbs agree, whose sentence structure is solid, who's all of these things that you would select for long term. I'm just not the eye candy, right? So I am not as attractive to the vast majority, or I don't stand out, I should say, in the
Right.
dating market,
That's a much better way to put it.
like that guy would,
Yeah.
right? Same thing for women. There are women who are exceptional, but to Black's point, you don't see that with your eyes when you first glance, or when you walk into a room and survey the room of women. She doesn't stand out like that. So I guess my question is, because what I think is that this is a counterintuitive truth, even though we had a consensus across the board in terms of people saying, yes, you can be average looking, yet be exceptional, above average, as it pertains to looking for a long-term partner and mate.
Right.
Okay? It's counterintuitive. It's like asking this question, gentlemen. What's more healthier, vegetables or fried food, comfort food? Okay, I'm pretty sure we would get 10 people to say vegetables. But in real life, who's eating vegetables over comfort food?
Mm,
We know what to say.
right.
We know what to say. We know the right answer, but when you look at shows like Pop the Balloon and Find Love, when you look at these shows, I don't see people choosing vegetables, Gatry. I don't see men choosing vegetables. I don't see women choosing vegetables. I see fried chicken. I see ribs. You see what I'm saying? What's the disconnect? What's happening? Talk to me.
That's a very great analogy.
Okay.
No, I can't think of anything else besides just looking at where we are right now as a society and what stands out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we want the eye candy. We want that. We think we do, even though we know it's not right. To your vegetable analogy,
Think we do.
right?
Ooh, I love. Put a pin in that. Put that one in your pocket. We're gonna go back to that one.
Yeah,
Okay, keep going.
that's it.
What do you think, Black?
We don't have anything to add.
You said what now?
I really don't have anything to add. I mean, I'm still kind of on the trying to determine this whole average, above average thing. Like things that you described, it's like I'm trying to see what is actually expected nowadays as far as like what are the qualities that stand out and why are they not considered to be just normal? Like the things that we said we want that are like we like looking for that's supposed to be like a rare thing is like why did it have to be considered to be rare? Like why isn't that just normal? Like having a genuinely good person.
Mm-hmm.
Why does being a genuinely good person has to be above average?
It must mean there are not a lot of genuinely good people out here. Or
But I think there
Well,
are.
I
haven't
think
come across.
I think
many.
there are, but people are like putting like they're making it more of a they're making it higher than what it actually is. Like being a genuine person is not. I don't think that's a rare thing, but people call it above average if you're just a good person.
I think I see where he's going, and that's tough because those above average qualities
Should be just average in my opinion. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's the thing. I think they're going to vary from person to person. I don't think everyone has the same set of above average qualities.
I don't think
Is that fair?
Yes, I think what makes it relevant. I think that's a fair point, Black. I think what makes it relevant is what's being celebrated.
like in like social media and society right now.
Yeah, you got to look at what's being celebrated,
Right.
what's getting rewarded.
That's a better way to put it. What's being rewarded.
See what I'm saying? Like so are women being incentivized to show their natural beauty, or are they being incentivized to enhance themselves?
My knee jerk says the latter.
Are men being incentivized to be more like a Russell Wilson, or are they being incentivized to be like, I'm just using these two as examples for the future?
I knew it was coming.
Where's the incentive?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So we're talking about what's being rewarded. Because the dating market it's okay. So for those who don't understand, and I'm having to explain a lot so that we can frame this conversation correctly.
And
I'm
I'll be
glad
on the
you
same
brought that
page.
up. I'm glad you brought that up. So the sexual marketplace, remove the word sexual from marketplace. Marketplace, okay? In the marketplace, there's an exchange. Goods, services, right? Okay? We have been taught that in the marketplace, the customer is always
Right.
So in other words, what the customer wants is an indication of what the demand is. So I can have restaurant A, vegan restaurant on the corner, great restaurant, right? Healthy, good options, Black owned, all the good stuff. Restaurant B across the street, wing joint. Cars wrapped around restaurant B.
Right.
People want wings, right? I get some people coming through restaurant A because they're vegans. They're people not eating meat, right? But restaurant B, jumping. They like Chick-fil-A. They outside taking your order before you get up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They are doing, okay. Despite how I feel about restaurant A, What is the marketplace telling me?
Wings are in demand.
Yeah.
Okay. So wings are above average.
Well, we speak generally.
What we speak generally
Yeah.
of,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Just don't matter if it's not healthy. That's irrelevant. What is the marketplace telling you about the wings?
Right.
Okay? So we're talking about what this man is doing that causes him to get the result a lot of men are seeking. What is it about this woman that gets the result that a lot of women are seeking? That's the sexual marketplace, based on what men and women in mass, because we're not a monolith, but in mass tend to like. Where's the overlaps? What are some things women like in a man? What are some things that men like in a woman? That's the marketplace. Did I do a good job of explaining that?
Yes.
Okay. Did that help?
And I'm kind of hungry now too, but
Right.
that's not important.
Did that help frame the conversation in terms of what seems to be rewarded?
Yes.
Okay. So my question to you gentlemen is this. My question is this, and I asked y'all this question. If we know what makes for the type of quality woman we would end up in long-term relationships with, why are these women typically being overlooked? In fact, if we be honest, how many women in our lifetime we've overlooked who would have been good partners for us long-term? But we were focusing on somebody else. Has that happened to you?
Oh yeah.
It's happened to me. I can think of women I've overlooked easily. You Black? Are there any women you've overlooked?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Overlook my
We
wife.
can admit you did initially.
'Cause I was going for something else.
I did with my wife.
Yeah.
I've known her since high school. We went, I told you that story. I shared that story. We went out and was like, nope, this ain't it in high school. Went to the same college. Hey, we walking past each other. I'm seeing other people, looking at other folk, right? We do this. So is it possible that a lot of people in the dating market have probably already met their person, but because you're looking at the chicken spot,
Which is actually, no, it's the hot spot. Sorry.
it's the hot.
Okay.
You looking, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you got to get in line. You in the street trying to get into the drive-through, right? Everybody want this wing. Everybody want that person, right?
Yeah.
What's up? We say we want an outcome, but it's not the outcome we want. What's up? What y'all think? Talk to me.
It's what we want, but it is not what we need.
Perhaps. You want what you want.
Right. But I mean, think about it, Walker. No, you don't need all that comes with that chicken.
Yes.
You don't. I'm not even talking about from a digestive food nutrition standpoint.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the demand.
Mm.
Because as you know, because I know what you were doing in 2020, Walker.
What was I doing?
I know you were just like me trying to find a Popeyes to get that new chicken sandwich.
Well, we actually almost was going to do an episode about it. So you seen me look for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but as you know, I don't know if you dealt with this, but I know we did.
Man, our content has changed since then. But go
It
ahead.
has. I know we dealt with this. We had to go to several Popeyes because they ran out.
And struck out.
Left me empty-handed.
Yeah.
So
I see
think
where you going there.
think
I see
about
where you're
this.
going
Think
there.
about this,
I see where
Walker.
you're going there.
Think
This is
about
good,
this.
Gat. This is good.
We can be in the club and we'll stay with chicken. And we can see some chicken, but everybody else sees it.
Okay.
There's only one person taking that chicken wing home. One.
Yeah.
Do you need that?
Mm.
Do you need everything that comes with that? Let's dream. Let's dream.
Okay.
Let's
All
say
right.
let's say I strike gold, and tonight is my night to get chicken. I get my chicken wing.
Which is a metaphor, ladies and
It
gentlemen.
is a metaphor, but we're going with this.
We're doing this for IG if we clip this, but I like where you're going.
After months and months of going to the chicken spot and being left high and dry, I finally get the wing. Do I need everything that comes with that wing?
What comes with that wing at that?
Oh, bro. Like, I'm taking the wing home, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I look at my rear view, there are tons of people coming after me because they know I got the wing. Right?
They're gunning for that same wing.
The demand doesn't decrease. The demand doesn't increase.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It doesn't decrease.
it does not decrease.
It doesn't
because they
decrease
still
because
want
you-
the wing.
I see what. Yeah. I see what. You better cook, man. We're cooking.
Oh, we're cooking chicken tonight in the studio.
I'm so hungry.
So Walker, think about when I get home.
This
If-
is good.
If
This
I
is good.
even make it home,
This is good.
you think I'm eating that chicken in peace?
Are you looking over your shoulder?
Looking over my shoulder, I'm sweating bullets.
You're a little insecure too. A little insecure. You can't even enjoy the moment, huh?
How that chicken taste when I eat it?
Still tastes good. That's not true.
Okay,
That's not.
okay.
That's the chicken is immaculate.
But am I enjoying it?
Yes, temporarily. Okay, temporarily.
Okay,
You're enjoying it.
okay.
You're looking over your shoulder, but you're like, man. But yeah, you're not enjoying it as much as you probably should.
Right.
But yes.
Right.
So it's some of it. It's chicken.
It's chicken.
Yeah.
It's deep fried.
Yes, dude. The salt, the lemon. Yeah.
Right.
This. I'm stressed, but yeah. Still got other stuff going on in your head,
True.
emotions, all that. I'm
True.
with you. You with
Yeah.
your point's valid.
Okay.
Okay.
So I eat the chicken and I'm looking out the window. I'm looking at everybody still wants that chicken, right? Even though it may taste good temporarily.
Sure.
Right? Everybody
Sure.
still wants it.
Sure.
But what else comes with that chicken?
Can we talk? Can we? Got another.
We can't
got
go,
another
Walker.
pen to put, but
Lord knows I've hogged this mic tonight. I can share.
what can we learn from this? Okay,
Are we
I'm-
switching?
I'm
Are we
gonna
leaving chicken where it is? Are we switching to real terms now?
switching to real terms.
Okay, good.
Okay. I thought about something this week. I'm gonna run by you. The problem with men and women that I see. You tell me if y'all see something different. The problem I see is a person. You can evaluate a person using two different metrics: short-term metrics, long-term metrics. Okay? I'm just saying it in a different way. I don't think either one is bad depending on your goal, but let's just assume the outcome is a long-term commitment. People date for all sorts of reasons, but if you're dating with the intent to enter into a long-term committed relationship, we still use short-term, long-term metrics to evaluate people. Depending on what metric you default to determines how well this person performs. So there are certain people who have those intangibles that align with longer-term metrics, but they're being outperformed by the person who has the qualities and traits that align with short-term metrics. Beauty, vibes. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Status.
Yeah.
These are short-term. These are the attention grabbers. These are the ones that, right? Just like chicken. Short-term. Very pleasurable in the short term. Keep eating those wings over the course, right?
You're going to the doctor at some point.
You're going to start having some serious challenges because there's nothing substance there to sustain you or the relationship.
Right.
Okay? Long-term metrics. Is this person dependable? Is this person reliable? Does this person believe in you and your vision? Right? is this when this man says he's going to do something, he does it. Right? Those are long-term metrics. What's happening is we're over-indexing on the short-term metrics to find a long-term companion. There's nothing wrong with short-term, because I do think it has its place. So I'm not saying default, and I'm going to explain to you practically what this looks like. I'm not saying ignore the short-term metrics. I'm saying we over-index on short-term metrics. In other words, I want a baddie. What can we learn from this? We need to learn that everyone has to settle. I was in a leadership class all week. She is a women's leadership motivational speaker and author, Kelly Thompson. She says, if you don't know what you stand for, you won't even know what to settle for. So everyone settles. I don't think that everyone knows what they stand for, so they don't know what to settle for in a relationship. Everybody settles. Why? Because with every person, there's a trade-off. There's no perfect person, Gat. There's a trade-off with every person, regardless of whether they're the chicken spot on the corner or the vegan spot on the corner. There's a trade-off, okay? You go to the vegan store, a vegan restaurant. You're eating healthy options. It don't taste as good as you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So depending on my discipline, where should I be spending my time if I'm eating to live long term? Okay.
Yeah.
So go to chicken spot. Food tastes amazing, but my cholesterol is crap. Right? My blood pressure is crap because I go to the chicken spot regularly. There's trade-offs. So understanding that any person you select is going to come with trade-offs, it points it back on you as the person in the dating market. Because remember, I said this earlier this year when we talked about vetting. The first person you have to vet is
yourself.
What do you stand for? What are your values?
That's good.
What's your priorities? What's really important to you? Your list, is it in a priority order? What can you go without? What's non-negotiable? Okay. This guy let's talk about men. What can we learn from this? Guy wants a baddie. Baddie. Let's take your analogy and put it into real life. He wants a baddie. Okay? That's who grabs his attention. Short-term metrics, right? Finds her on social media. Slides in the DMs. Okay? Hooks up with her. But to your point, based on how his insecurity is set up, now he wants her to get off social media, but she's an influencer. That's how you met her. She is who she is. She was that way before she met you. And you're thinking, you don't need to be on social media. You got me. Yeah, she got you, but she also don't have enough attention. So who are you to tell me to get off social media so I can stop getting my attention? That's my drug of choice, is attention. In fact, she uses the attention to monetize and make money. She got a whole business based off of her using her beauty to get attention. So no, I'm not getting off social media for you, which makes your insecurity goes up even higher. Okay, you want a baddie, but it's like we want a beautiful ugly girl. It's like I want her to be beautiful, but don't act beautiful. Don't act like a baddie, but be a baddie. Okay, you know what the trade-off that comes with getting a baddie? All the attention she gets from other men. You think you're the only one sliding in her DMs? And you know this, that's why you're insecure about it. That's why you want her to get off social media. Okay, I use the men first. Hopefully my sisters are listening. I come in peace. I'm married. I got no dog in this fight. But just hear me out, ladies. You want this really attractive man, because really what you're looking for is someone to make you feel safe. However, some of these, just like men, some of these metrics are vain. You want this guy who's 6'4". His beard connects. When he speaks, baritone voice, broad shoulders, okay? He stands out when he walks in the room, all right? You get him, and you only want him long-term. Now, we're in the long-term metrics. You want him to only have eyes for you. But you got a 6'4", broad shoulder, beard connects, hairline straight, deep voice, and he got some money, and you only want him to have eyes. Have you seen his DMs? He got nothing but TNA in his DMs, Gad. Women shooting. They shooting from long distance. They shooting free throws. They shooting from full court. They shooting. Am I wrong? Talk to me.
You're not wrong.
Okay. The way your insecurity is set up. You got them. You got what you want. But you also get all that attention he getting. You got to live with all that attention. Okay. He don't just have eyes for you. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. He could be a good guy. But just look at his DMs. Look at the women shooting at him. You good with that? Okay. You want a man who's a provider. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. We understand that women tend to be hypergamous, right? You want a man who's responsible, can take care of you, and you want a certain lifestyle. I get it. Okay. You find a guy who can do that and then some. Right? Congratulations. Beautiful. But he work all the time. And you like quality time. You want him to spend time. Because, see, you want to be number one in his life. But the reason he's able to provide for you is because his career has been number one in his life. So you playing second fiddle to his career and everything that comes with that. So, because even when he's not at work, he had these meetings. He got to go to meetings. He meeting with people in the city. He's an influence. He's moving. He's one of the ones in the city, right? So even when he's not on the clock, he networking. He's shaking hands. He closing. He trying to make. He is trying to conquer the world.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
He ain't with you, and you want him. Trade-offs. So what's more important? A man that gives you quality time or him providing this lavish lifestyle for you? You can't have both in this scenario. So what are your value system? For some dudes, just using a number system, you want a 10, the way your insecurity is set up, you probably need a 6. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies, you probably want a guy who makes $250,000 a year, but you might be more secure and in a good place with a guy who makes $80,000 a year.
Which isn't bad.
It's great. But he also ain't trying to take over the world, which means he's going to make time for you.
Yeah.
We don't know what we want.
I think we do.
Because we don't even know what we value. If you ask people what they value, can they organize it and list it in priority order? Not based on what you think it should be. What are you doing in life? Who are you? Who have you been dating?
Right.
have you been liking photos of on IG? Who have you been swiping on the dating app? Don't tell me what you think you should do. What are you doing? That's your value system. That's what you value. If it's a big booty, okay, but just understand what comes with the big booty.
Right.
Back to my example when I was in school. The dudes who I was like, you like him and he talked like that? Well, guess what? He's been working on the other things that has worked out well for him.
Right.
I learned how to talk later. It's working.
Yeah.
It's working. He's pulling back. And I'm stunned like, so y'all sit and talk? Y'all have a conversation? No, she's valuing other things. He's valuing other things. We say what we think is right, but what are we doing in our dating life? So what can we learn from this? What do you think? What can men learn from this? What do you got?
I gotta pause. Did we lose him?
What you mean?
His backlight went out.
Lose him how?
Like visually. The
No,
light.
I still see him.
Okay. Do I need
It looks
do I need to
different.
do I need to turn it back on?
I mean, it looks different, but I still see him fine.
Why did it go out?
Because the battery's
Okay.
dead. So I do not need to
I mean, if you don't mind it being like different,
no.
right. Yeah, I mean, it looks fine.
That means mine's about to go out too because they were both fully charged.
Okay.
Yeah, it look. I mean, it
Do
looks.
you need to do something?
It looks
Well,
just
no,
as good.
I can plug it. It looks just, okay. I can plug it back in and turn it on.
It actually looks more intense,
Okay. We'll go
more
for a 10.
dramatic. You like that, right?
I do like dramatic.
Yeah, it looks more
You've
dramatic.
done that before. You've done dramatic.
I want to go more.
It's about to be really dramatic if that one go out.
Okay. Oh, wait for it.
Am I good? I'm cooking.
Yes. Yes.
What can we learn? What's the lesson in here? And when we because see, men are saying, what are good women? They're out there. They're out there.
Yeah, right.
I'm talking to black too. They're out there. Ladies, the good men are out there. They are. They really are. But see, you're attracted to what you're attracted to. You're attracted to what you're attracted to. So what's the lesson in this? Because I say there's nothing wrong with getting some of your short-term metrics, but again, it's a trade-off. You can't have everything. I think it's a balance of the two. What do you think?
I mean, the biggest takeaway for me is start with yourself. Start with what you really value.
Yeah.
I like when you said rank that list. Like Spencer, don't let IG dictate what you want. IG ain't even real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do that work, but start with you.
Yeah.
And influences are around for a reason.
Agree.
They are, and there's nothing we can do about influences. But them influences are going to keep going. They're going to stay on social media. They're going to stay wherever they are. What about you? That was my biggest takeaway from what you said, because I don't think we talk about that enough.
Yeah.
I think we're just like,
It's so
I think
easy
we're in
to,
this.
It's so
yeah,
easy to look outward.
we're on autopilot. Like, oh, okay, well, that's what's popping. Okay, that's what I need to go for.
And what you're looking for is out there, but it's hiding in plain sight because
True.
it's not in what you generally would go for.
True. You made me think. You made me think about Amazon. Since we're doing these analogies tonight,
I got another analogy, by the way. But
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
made me think about Amazon. Like, I'm looking for a toaster, but if I go into Amazon and type in toaster, I'm gonna get thousands. I'm gonna get 5 stars. I'm gonna get 1 stars. It's like, man, this is overwhelming. What is it I want most about my toaster? Oh, I got to start comparing feature sets now. I got to start filtering. And I'm gonna use that as an example, but I don't need a Bluetooth powered toaster. I don't want my phone to connect to my toaster. Let me uncheck those things. your list decreases. But it all goes back to what you want. Because at the end of the day, once you check all those filters and you weed out all the stuff you don't want in your toaster, now you got something to explore.
Yeah.
You got less options.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll reiterate it. As men, we don't talk about that enough. It's easy to say, give me Miss Fat Booty. It's easy. We don't have to think about that. But what we're not thinking about is everybody else that wants Miss Fat Booty and what all that comes with Miss Fat Booty.
Right.
But there's got to be more. There has to be more.
You got to do
I
life.
refuse to believe that there's not more.
You got to do life after you meet her.
Yeah.
Assuming that's what you want.
Right. Now, if you're to smash and dash, go to the next podcast.
Yeah. This ain't even an episode. We talking about something else.
Right. You should stop listening 30 minutes ago.
Right. Right.
But if you looking to build something, yeah, you got to start with yourself. You got to do self-inventory on what your desires and your values are. That goes on both sides, Walker. That's men and women.
Oh, for sure. 100%. 100%. Because I think both men and women are missing it here. I think there's two lessons in here. To bring that home, the first point home, this is what we're talking about, is you need to understand values so that you know what you want and what you're willing to settle for. The analogy is that of you're going to buy a car. If I told you can get any car you want, this is the catch. This is going to be the last car you buy. So initially we would think, I need a 2-seater. I need this. I need a Bugatti. I need a Ferrari. I need a Lambo. I need this. But here's the thing. This is the car you're going to take on road trips. This is the car you're going to help people move with. This is the car you're going to have kids in. So when you start thinking about over the course of your life what you intend to do, that changes what cars you're going to look at. Some of y'all are going to end up with a truck.
Hey.
Nothing wrong with that. No diss on none of this. I'm saying realistically, you've gone from this luxury vehicle that impresses people as soon as you pull up to
an electric truck that impresses nobody.
Hey, depends. Depends on what you're into.
Oh, I'm in the Franks.
But you see what I'm saying? Once you start evaluating the outcomes and things you want in life and who you want to do life with, what that looks like. I want to raise children. Well, then you need to look for a woman who has very nurturing qualities. A woman who can handle the money, because that's the other trade-off with dating a baddie. Those women typically, I'm generalizing. This ain't true of everyone. Typically, those women have a very skewed view of men because they've seen every type of guy there is. Right? They've seen the worst of men in many cases. Because they've met all types of dudes who objectifies them. They get objectified daily so they have a skewed view of men. Okay, she's used to attention, which means she's not used to being bored. You got to keep her entertained. See what I'm saying? And that can be very expensive. Right? Some of these women have lived a life. By the time she's 25, she's really 50. Because she, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. These type of women is difficult to impress. Okay. Sustaining this, what you're talking, looking over your shoulder. Okay. The maintenance of a Ferrari. Can you keep that for a lifetime? Can you go through recessions? Can you go through ups and downs in your job with a Ferrari? That Ferrari still needs maintenance. That Ferrari still needs tires. Transmission go out. You got it? You got it?
I mean, you had me at premium gas. I ain't got it.
Okay. Same with women. He's fun, he's exciting, but he's unpredictable. You need a predictable man for your kids. He needs to be predictable. He needs to be mundane because most of marriage and life is mundane. Take it from two people who've been married to their wives for 10 plus years. You can't sustain vibes. Now we got to sit down and talk about bills.
Right.
And talk about, okay, I'm going to put you on my insurance. Okay, what we going to put the baby on? Okay, how we going to do this? Okay, there ain't no vibes in that. We doing life. This is my partner. We having real talk. So you have to look at this person as, can I go through life with this person? Not can I go through the next week or two with this person? Can I go through life with this person? Can I do life? Do they want kids? Right? This is someone I can do life with and be good. Whatever challenges life throw at me, we good. I'm good with this person. Not am I good for the next week or two. I can't even see past the beauty. That's going to I've been with some attractive women and I'm like, I got to get out of this relationship. This is not it. It's not sustainable. Also, what you have to learn, the lesson here for men and women, is regardless of how you look, how old you are, even if you have a child, there are ways to circumvent whatever challenges you may face in the dating market based on what we're talking about. You're going to have to develop yourself in those traits that are long-term. Yeah, you can work on the short-term stuff. You can make yourself look good. But what's going to keep that person engaged, and I think that's the problem with a lot of women. Women don't understand male attraction. And oftentimes what women are doing when it comes to surgeries and doing all this stuff, what you fail to understand is you don't know the difference between what a man will commit to versus what a man will sleep with. Now, all men want to sleep with you, ladies. So get that out your head, okay? He's not your girlfriend with a penis. He's a man. Every man wants to sleep with you.
100%.
Okay? Get that out your head. He wants sex. Now, how he goes about getting sex is different. Case in point, I wanted sex from my now wife, but I was willing to court, to date, to do it, to honor God, be pure, develop some discipline in me. Ask me what I was doing my wedding night. Okay. Right. What about you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
And for the record, we did the same thing. So, like, yeah.
Right. But nobody was waiting the wedding night and the honeymoon.
No.
Okay. Why? Because you wanted sex.
Yeah.
Okay. We all want sex. We do. Get that out your head, ladies. However, if you want a man to wait, that ain't mad at it. I did it. What I'm saying is you don't know if that man has intentions for you. Okay. Having the qualities, because again, this can show whether or not a man is really into you. How will you know? What's the difference between a man that only wants sex versus a man that really wants to be with you or have intentions? I'm going to give you a secret, ladies. Listening? He gives you his time. Not money, because you're not for sale. You're not for sale, because dudes will buy you. They'll take you all over the world. They'll take you to the most expensive restaurant, and the moment they get what they want, they're gone. If he gives you his time, he enjoys being around you. So your request is, how do I make this man relax around me? How do I make him at ease around me? Does being with me solve problems for him? Marriage, the divorce attorney, I can't think of his name that I sent you that clip of. James, I can't think of his name. He described marriage as a technology. I'm going to wrap this up. He described marriage as a technology. Technology historically has solved problems. Men needed children, wanted children, couldn't do it by himself, marriage. Women needed security, marriage. Marriage solved problems. If we get back to marriage solving problems, real problems, what problems can you solve for a man at your age? What roadblocks do you remove? What things do you make easier for him to where he sees you being a valuable asset to his life? He enjoys being around you. Do you add challenges or do you take away challenges? And does he reward you with his time? He just wants to be in your presence. If I got to marry this woman, let's do it. This is how you circumvent some of these challenges, ladies. What problems do you solve for this man? You do that by starting to do something that a lot of women don't do, and that's listen to men. Listen to men and who they commit to, why they commit to them. Start having conversations with your brother. Start having conversations with your cousins. Start having conversations with your coworkers and ask, what's the difference between men who marry a woman versus a man who will sleep with a woman? And just listen. Don't debate. Don't argue. You're not talking to your girlfriends. You're talking to men. You're getting a whole different perspective. Listen. Start listening. Start paying attention. And you'll start to notice, because you'll hear different stuff, but you keep listening to the certain things that you keep repeating. You keep hearing men say. Pay attention to those. Start listening to men. We got to get out of here. What you think about that, man?
I could not agree more.
What you think, Black?
By the way, that guy name is James Sexton.
James Sexton.
But about what you said, I just took from saying that you were saying that like there should be a balance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
100%.
for me,
100%.
And what I discovered in that balance is that I'm going to eat fried chicken and go to the gym.
Thank you, Black. This is why we got him here.
Balance.
Yes. Balance.
Balance.
Indeed.
Balance. Okay. Good talk, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad we did this. We got to do other stuff.
This
like
is
that.
not the recording some of our IG folks thought they were going to get.
No.
And realistically, most of the people that commented, even though we appreciate it, you're probably not going to take the time to listen. But
Who knows?
But I'm glad we did it.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things. It's not what it looks like.
It's touchy because people are in it every day. You know what I mean? We just want to help. That's at the end of the day, we just want to help. So anyway, glad you enjoyed this conversation. You already know what to do. Hit like on this video, share it, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media at the THA Tipping Point, one word, IG. I don't even mention the X anymore.
Really don't.
Like, I don't tweet for nothing, but go to X anyway.
Some out there.
Some out there. It's old, but it's out there. And we're on TikTok as well. Follow us. Hang out with us. We appreciate you. As always, I'm Caesar Walker. He's Ronnie Gatry, the guy behind the camera. And Mike is Black. And we are the Tipping Point Podcast. Thanks again.